Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If you like these videos, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. It really, really helps the channel. Uh-oh, that's not the right keyboard. Maybe it is. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. All right. Let's get this up and going today. Okay. We're going to do this now. Okay. Let's dive into this. We have an MSI Raider RGB 8RE, and what we're going to be doing is it came in, it was in pretty rough shape, wasn't exactly working. What we've already replaced is we already replaced this cable. So now we need to move the rest of everything here over to the new keyboard we got for this, because this, unfortunately, Palmrest snapped and ripped the screws out. So now we're just going to move everything over. I do need to rearrange some of these pads just for when I put the actual cooler back on. So let's kind of go through this process here. So what I like doing is I like kind of putting them next to each other, so that as I remove stuff, if I can just move it over, I just move it over. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove all of the screws from the hinges and get the hinges lifted off. So that gives me a little bit more flexibility. And in this hinge, we have 3 screws. In the other hinge, we have 3 screws as well. But to get those off, I'm going to need I'm going to need a pair of pliers. The other thing that's going to be annoying is I'm going to have to take apart the screen to replace this video cable. So first things first, let's lift this out of here. So we got our power adapter. We'll go ahead and set that in there. Let's pull the hard drive. With the hard drive pulled, there was 2 screws holding that in. Let's pull this daughter board over here. Looks like there's just a single screw holding this in. And then we're going to pull down a little tape, lift up, set that off to the side with its screw. All right, let's get these speakers out of here. Huh. Well, that's interesting. What am I going to do with that? Oh, okay, never mind. I just have to put the whole trackpad onto there. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. All right, and now let's remove this. This is actually the actual buttons for the touchpad. This is old. Are you held in there with adhesive? Is that what it is? I don't see any screws. To figure that out in a second. Undo the adhesive holding those down. Undo the adhesive holding this down. All right, let's start removing. Actually, let's finish removing cables. What am I thinking here? All right. So next, remove that Kapton tape. Wi-Fi cables off. Whatever this cable is. I'm not sure what this cable is actually for. It's probably for like a camera or something. It's a very interesting connector. Hopefully, yep, just pull straight back, and then all of this pulls back together. Let's grab that. So we're going to have to look at how these are routed. This is going to be very specific on how this is done. So I guess seeing as we're going to be doing that, we're going to reattach this cable to this daughter board. Put that screw back with it. This cable is already disconnected and set to the side. So the only other cable is the keyboard cable, which I can't access. So let's go ahead and start removing the screws from the motherboard. There's one screw there that I have apparently lost. Never mind, it's attached to the tip of my screwdriver. So that screw comes out. There's another one here. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that need to come out. So let's get those out. Also, apparently we need to remove this. Let's see. Get distracted. Figure out what that is. Oh, there's an additional one that I didn't count. So there's 7 screws. So once we have those 7 screws out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6. It is just 6. And we're going to lift this up a little bit. We have a couple cables here. Just holding it in over here. All right, so we have this adhered cable over here. I guess we need to get this, whatever this is, out. So let's get this lifted. Come on. Held down with adhesive. Okay. And let's go ahead and unhook that. That's 3 buttons that go over there. There's no screw. Oh, there was a screw. It's that screw. So we do that. This laptop's about 4 years old. Alright, so now that that is disconnected, can flip this to the other side where we have our keyboard connector and we have our keyboard connector. Motherboard is out. I like how this new keyboard did not come with this. Well, let's go ahead and get that transferred over first and foremost. I'm wondering if this is like just an option that some of them don't come with. That's in there. Alright, now let's figure this out, because I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with this. Because if that's glued on there, then this is going to be a huge problem. This isn't held on with screws. Yeah. The question is, how thin is the adhesive? Might need to apply some heat to this to get this out. That's out. And it's going to line up right there. It's wild to me that they literally just use adhesive to hold that down. Now, this, I'm very confused about this, because this actually might be a problem. That is not something that I normally swap. And usually when I do end up swapping them, they're held in with a couple screws. So let's get this out the way so I don't damage that. I guess we're pulling out some heat here. This is it's just strange. I've never seen one held in like this, where it's physically just part of the palmrest. And I got to be real careful, because if I get this thing too hot, it's just going to melt. All right, so we got temperature into it. Let's see. I guess we use one of my rubber spudgers here. See if we can get underneath this thing. There's a little bit of movement. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Well, it looks like what it's going to need. More heat. God, this feels so wrong. Yeah, this is stupid. It's literally just sprayed on. It's like sprayed on glue. And there you go. And I can't lift it off. Other thing we need to take off of this is going to be these. There's one Wi-Fi connector, and then the other one is this guy. Get this lifted here, and then there we go. Again with the adhesive. Talk about lack of right to repair. That hurt. Only stabbed myself a lot. It's fine. Just a little blood. Come on. Why is this so hard? MSI is like, nope, you're never going to repair our technology. You're just going to replace it. All right. So let's flip this over. This thing put back in place. And this one goes through here. And then this one goes through there. And it goes in there. And go down under, over, and through. And then these two guys, just straighten them out a little bit. 1, 2, annoying as hell shoe. Alright, that's in there. Pull that through. Alright. Hopefully that is fine. And then these guys just get adhered down. Like I said, I have no idea if this is going to work. Hopefully, though. This is a terrible design, MSI. I know you didn't do this. Whatever, like, laptop manufacturer you decided to buy this thing from is the one that did this. This is an actual terrible idea. Alright, I gotta find... There's one more ribbon cable that I'm missing right now. I gotta figure out what happened to it. Thought I pulled this off. Again, this is another one of those things. I don't know if this is going to stay adhered to this. Hopefully it will. There's that. Alright. Yeah, that's almost what I need to do. Alright, now we hook this cable back in. This cable goes in. Hopefully that's correct. I think it is. Yes, it is. There's another cable that's part of that. Alright, now we start putting this thing back together. Getting everything lined up. So the bottom connector should be up. Hook up these here in a second. But for now, let's go ahead and put these screws back in. So it is 7 screws. I can count. I just need to figure out, this cable doesn't feel correct for some reason, but I think it's actually fine. I just don't think the keyboard cable, it's going to need to be bent again. And as usual, generally it'll tell you on the motherboard whether or not a screw goes there. So just make sure you're paying attention to that. These are M through L3. So now that's all connected back in. Let's hook up these 2 ribbon cables. Those 2 ribbon cables. This goes over here. This thing, which was also, I understand their obsession with holding things down with screws and adhesive. But here we are. This gets back in over here. Our USB board. Put our tape directly over this. And we do our speakers. Yeah, so one of these little rubber pads appears to be missing. And all these are is their vibration dampeners. And they help hold this into place. It shouldn't be a problem though. So those are all back on there now. That goes back over there. And actually, let's go ahead and, before I put that back in there, this goes over here. Then goes to there. And we'll get the CPU cooler reinstalled momentarily. It's just to get this video cable out, you have to remove the cooler from this. So let's give this a quick swap real quick. Set that there. So that's the video cable. Now this cable should be fine. This cable is the one that needs to get removed. So do is we can try and match up roughly. Oh, there's glue. They put glue on it to hold it in place because they knew this was going to be a fragile connection. All right, you know what? This cable wants to move around quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to reinstall the hinge on top of it, and then hopefully that'll keep the cable somewhat in place. Again, we end up with there's just a little bit of adhesive holding this guy in, which makes it incredibly annoying. What I'm really looking forward to is when I go to plug in to remove this. Guaranteed, yeah, it's only held in with adhesive. Does this just come up? What kind of connector is this? Yeah, it looks like this one actually might be easy. This might just lift off of there. No, not that easy, is it? What the heck? It's held on there with glue. If you're gluing your laptop together, you're doing it wrong. Period. I don't care who you are. If you're Apple, if you're Microsoft, if you're HP, if you're MSI, if you're Asus, I don't care. If you are using glue to hold your laptop together, then your only purpose is designing and selling a product that cannot be repaired and must be replaced. Do better. But yeah, because that's BS. Like, why is your webcam cable held in with glue? Like, are your engineers that bad at developing a system on these rails? Like, almost every other company has the same thing. What is even happening? What's going to be really aggravating is I'm not going to be able to test this until I get this thing all the way back together. So I don't know if this cable's seated correctly. I know if it ever breaks, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Unnecessarily so. Okay. Now, let's get these. I need to get these screws out of this hinge. Now, because this is what caused all this stress in the first place. So let's see if we can't grab it with a pair of pliers. Out of there, that's one. The odds of this happening again are pretty high. And I told the customer that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive underneath this, and this cable needs to come. Which way does this cable go? I think this cable might go like a weird way. I think it goes underneath that, around and over, like so. Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure this one does the same thing. But this goes, remember this goes through this little tiny hole. Alright. This hinge rotated over and down. Maybe this doesn't go like that then. Let's get this out from underneath there before it gets crushed. Yeah, so I guess this just goes like that. That's right. This cable goes this way. I remember. So yeah, this cable goes a different route than what I just trying to do. Like that. And then this, not frustrating at all. Oop, no, 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 no. Follow your arrows, kids. 3. At this point, I should be able to plug this in, and I should get a BIOS screen. Press the power button. Power button has been pressed. I think I need to have these fans connected. I was hoping to get something out of this before having everything put back in, but I'm pretty sure I need to have at least one of these CPU fans installed. Oh, this thing. The design of this laptop is terrible. There, I said it. Like, why in the world is it so hard for me to just plug stuff in? Or to unplug stuff? Like, this is where the cooler sits. That's where the power plug is. Like, do better, MSI. Get it? You don't have in California written on anything, but still, it should not. I should not be fighting a computer to just put it back together. Like, I'm gonna have to really sit down and look at how this thing actually was, because like this cable obviously needs to run through there somewhere. What the? There, that's in there. Did I unplug the video? No. Definitely didn't have it down all the way. I am struggling working on your laptop. No, I am getting increasingly angry at MSI. I'm still working on it. It's just they did a lot of really stupid things, and I'm having to deal with the consequences of that. Yeah, there went the fan, but I have nothing on the screen. And it might just be a long post time, which is fine, but it's also a chance that I don't have that cable plugged in correctly. Okay, so the cooler is on there now, so I'm not going to run the risk of overheating, which was something I was concerned with. Like I said, right now I'm just waiting for this. Those fans should be spinning. This is the GPU one, this is the CPU one. Once those fans are spinning, should have life out of this. Let's take a look at this cable. See if it came slightly unplugged. This is a cable that I just replaced. This cable has been, it's a brand new cable. It's never been used. Why? Why is this a problem? Do we have, oh, that is a really long post time. We got a thing. We got a post screen. The real question is going to be whether or not this works. That's the real question. I need to hook up the Wi-Fi still. Moment of truth. Hey, look at that. Magical. Only one fan is spinning because one fan is for the GPU, one fan is for the CPU. That is the Windows Nightlight, I think is what it's called. So that's on there. Let's get this shoehorned back onto there. That goes like that. Okay, let's get the rest of these fan screws in here. I need to figure out, we're going to remove stuff to put stuff back in. I need to figure out where, alright, let's figure out where these cables actually go. My most hated enemy is these clips. Alright, so that's in there. That's where that goes. This cable, unplug this so I don't damage anything, goes down like this. Alright, that's in there. No, I have to fix this. I'm remembering this now. Before I do that, this cable has to be routed. So, let's look at it from the top. So when you look at it from the top here, these speakers, man. So there's just a little cable, little path you need to have your cable walk here. Just goes under, under, and then it'll go straight down, just like that. And then once you have it straight down, just kind of guide it through that path. And there you go. That's how that cable sits. And of course, these came out again, because why wouldn't they? Okay. Now let's put this guy back in again. So this should now have a pretty clear shot to this. These cables, pretty sure are supposed to be like that. This cable goes over the top, like that. So I can still screw everything in over there. Now on this side, only thing in the way is this piece of random plastic. And there you go. And that's all of those. Next, we will put our HDD back in. And looking good. All right. And then this guy, which I thought was held in by a screw. I don't have a screw for it. So this, nope. Pretty sure there's supposed to be a screw holding that in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this specific screw. All right, going back on. Yes, very interesting. And then just like then taking it apart, we're gonna work from the outside in. She's gonna be so happy to have this back. It's all the bottom screws. Flip this over, and we gotta put our cable cover on. And just gonna snap that together. Make sure this side is snapped together. Layer down. Open it up. There we go. And that is how you replaced not only the video cable, but the entire Palmrest for an MSI Raider RGB 8. It's an MSI Raider RGB 8RE. One of the most annoying computers that I have worked on in a very, very long time. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked that video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I stream daily on Twitch at twitch.tv/SpecVengeance. And yeah, if you want to learn more about my services, check out Bradenton PC Repair.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.